Welcome to our virtual coffee talk on ROTC programs. If you missed our coffee talk from last year on the U.S. Service Academies, you can find it on our website under our 2019-2020 coffee talks or directly at this YouTube link. The topics today will include an overview of the Reserved Officer Training Corps program, the ROTC Decision, why you should or should not consider ROTC as an option, eligibility, qualifications, requirements, and service commitments for ROTC. They have application process for ROTC and the ROTC Scholarship Program, final steps in the process, final thoughts and tips, and websites and Reserved Officer Training Corps, or ROTC, is a multi-year military training program that runs concurrently with a student's traditional college or university course of study. In addition to pursuing a conventional academic program leading to a bachelor's degree, students in ROTC attend courses in military science. They participate in ROTC drill units at their college or university. They engage in physical and military training, including over the summer, and they're instructed in the knowledge, skills, and principles of leadership required to become a commissioned officer within the military branch of the ROTC program they join. So ROTC programs are divided among three separate branches of the armed services across almost 1,700 different colleges or universities. While certain colleges or universities will be the host of a particular ROTC branch program, there are many other participating colleges that honor cross-town or cross-campus affiliations with the ROT host institution that is in close proximity to that campus. The three branches of the ROTC include the U.S. Army, the U.S. Navy, which also hosts the Marines, and the U.S. Air Force. Here's a listing of the Army ROTC programs in Florida, which includes both the host campuses as well as the crosstown affiliates. At the end of the presentation, we do have a website for each of the branches that will show you how to locate the campuses that host ROTC and also what are the affiliated crosstown partners. Here's a listing of the Air Force ROTC programs in Florida. The first few institutions that are listed are the host campuses, and then it's followed by the crosstown affiliates. Here we have the Navy ROTC programs in Florida, and again, it will list the host institutions at the top, followed by their crosstown affiliates. Next, we're going to look at the ROTC decision. First, we're going to look at some considerations why a student might want to consider or enter ROTC. Students who are considering ROTC should first understand that they should come with a strong desire to serve in the armed services as a commissioned officer. Second, they need to understand that ROTC provides for an excellent college education, but it's also enhanced with leadership and military education and training. It provides for an excellent, well-structured career pathways and many different opportunities after college. It also provides for the opportunity, as we said, to become a commissioned officer in the military and a leader in the U.S. Armed Services. It may also provide possible scholarships and stipends as a college student while earning your degree. Next, we're going to look at some reasons why a student might not want to enter ROTC. Students should not enter ROTC just because it provides partial cost or full cost attendance scholarships or stipends, just because it provides a guaranteed job in the military after graduation, unless they also have that strong and sincere desire for military leadership service and that they understand that the military commitment that comes with ROTC is binding after graduation. Potential ROTC students must understand that ROTC comes with additional workload, lifestyle restrictions, and extended service and military obligations beyond just what a normal college student would have to endure or deal with. So, is the ROTC decision the right one for you? Pursuing an ROTC scholarship or ROTC program comes with legally binding military service obligations that you must fulfill after graduation. This requires active duty service after you graduate from college. In some cases, students can drop out of ROTC without these obligations. This is especially true for students who haven't yet received scholarship funds, or for students who enter ROTC without a scholarship voluntarily and take the introductory program. Before considering ROTC, carefully consider this decision and be sure to ask questions and discuss your plans with your family. Weigh your options with academic advisors as well. ROTC programs are not for everyone, but those who have the devotion, the determination, and discipline to make it to graduation will benefit from the steady route through college, a diverse career opportunities in their future, and leadership and military service background that will benefit them for the rest of their lives. Next, we're going to look at ROTC scholarships. There are basically two options for high school students to get an ROTC scholarship. The first one is the 4-year ROTC scholarship that students apply for while they're still in high school. They apply to the ROTC branch of service that they want to join. This is a merit scholarship and it's given in exchange for a set commitment of service. Students can also participate and join the ROTC program once they arrive on a college campus, and they can join as a freshman or sophomore. They would participate in the weekly ROTC classes and exercises in addition to their regular college schedule. Once students join and take the introductory class, they can choose to pursue a 2 or 3 year scholarship in exchange for a service commitment in the military after graduation. The 2-year scholarships are generally for the sophomores that join ROTC, and the 3-year are for freshmen. College students can also generally enroll into an ROTC introductory or basic course without a scholarship, and they're free to exit the program immediately afterwards without any military commitment upon graduation if they decide ROTC is not right or a good fit for them. Next, we're going to look at some more information and specifics about the ROTC Scholarship Program. So ROTC scholarships do have certain requirements for the students that are on the campus. So they have to take ROTC courses. If you enroll in an ROTC program and receive an ROTC scholarship, you're going to be required to take ROTC courses throughout college, in addition to your regular college classes for your major. Most colleges that host an ROTC program offer classes on history, structure, and the function of the military branch in which you are participating, and other branch-specific classes. You also have to participate in ROTC training. In addition to the academic component of the program, you'll also receive actual military training. This includes leadership theory, field operations, tactics, health and physical fitness. In this way, ROTC programs bring elements of military life and service to the college experience. Students who do not want to be immersed in a full time in a military environment may consider participating in ROTC rather than attending a military college or one of the U.S. service academies. ROTC also requires certain summer programs. As part of their professional leadership development, ROTC cadets must participate in summer training at various locations throughout the year, depending on the branch that they join. Students in Army ROTC attend a basic camp at Fort Knox, Kentucky. Students in the Air Force ROTC program have to complete the ROTC General Military course their freshman and sophomore years, and a professional officer course their junior and senior years. They do a 13-day summer field training between their sophomore and junior years at Maxwell Air Force Base in Alabama. And then the Navy ROTC midshipmen are required to participate in various training programs during the summer, including the indoctrination program, which is a basic militarization and training required for all midshipmen the summer before their freshman year. They also have to do training in service, submarine, aviation, and Marine Corps orientation training for Navy ROTC 2nd and 3rd class scholarship midshipmen. Next, we're going to look at some final ROTC scholarship information. So ROTC does have a service commitment after graduation for students who receive scholarship funds. Each branch that offers an ROTC scholarship has its own specific service requirements and commitments. The Army ROTC 4-year scholarship requires 8 years of active service after graduation, 4 years of full active duty service, and then 4 years in either the Army Reserves or the Army National Guard. These are called the Individual Ready Reserves, or IRR. The Navy ROTC 4-year scholarship requires 5 years of active duty service after graduation, while the Marine Corps and the Navy Nurse Corps require 4 years of active duty service. The Air Force ROTC 4-year scholarship has many different obligations depending on your career. So it requires 4 years of active duty service for those entering non-flight career fields, 6 years for those entering the air battle management or combat systems officer or navigator field, and 10 years for those who want to be a pilot or aviator. ROTC also has certain basic qualifications that students have to meet. The ROTC scholarship application requirements vary somewhat among the branches that offer the scholarship, but the following eligibility criteria are the minimum that has to be satisfied for all 3 branches. You must be a U.S. citizen. You must be at least 17 years of age. You must have at least a 2.5 GPA or a 3.0 GPA for high school for the Air Force. You must meet minimum SAT and ACT requirements, and you must have a high school diploma or an equivalent. And you must meet prescribed physical fitness standards. Next, we're going to look at the 3 branches and their specific requirements for their scholarships. So we're going to look at the Army ROTC Scholarship first. So first we have the website for the 4-year ROTC Army Application Scholarship and Information link. That's located there. The 4-year college scholarship is for high school students planning on attending a 4-year college program. They should contact their school counselor or their campus military recruiter for more information or assistance. The basic requirements are you have to be a U.S. citizen. You must be between the ages of 17 and 26 for an Army ROTC scholarship. You have to have a high school GPA of at least a 2.5. You have to have a high school diploma or equivalent. You have to score a minimum of 1,000 on the SAT combined score or 19 on the ACT composite. You have to meet physical standards. And you have to agree to accept an officer commission and serve in the Army on active duty and in a reserve component for 4 years plus 4 years. So that's 8 years total. And this is the commitment. You must serve full-time in the Army for 4 years and 4 years additionally in the individual ready reserves. Some selected cadets may choose to serve part-time in the Army Reserves or the Army National Guard while pursuing a civilian career, but this is a special circumstance. If you're a non-scholarship Army ROTC graduate and you didn't receive funds, you're still required to serve 3 years in the active duty category and 5 years in the reserve. Next, we're going to look at the Navy ROTC scholarships. So the Navy ROTC scholarships you can apply for while in high school. These are 2, 3, or 4-year scholarship programs. And you also have non-scholarship opportunities that can lead you towards a commission as a naval officer upon graduation. So the Navy ROTC program also offers a summer cruise training where you can spend part or most of your summer vacations alongside Navy officers in the field, gaining on-the-job experience in various areas, including onboard nuclear submarines, with aircraft carriers, aviation squadrons, or in a foreign nation, training with international branches. The scholarship benefits include a full tuition at one of the participating colleges or universities, all mandatory fees imposed by the school on all full-time undergraduate students, stipends for textbooks, uniforms and naval science textbooks, summer training, a monthly spending allowance. In addition to the above, some universities have chosen to provide additional benefits to students in their Navy ROTC programs, and you would look at that individually for each college. The scholarship does have specific requirements. You must be a U.S. citizen, naturalized U.S. citizen, or in the process of becoming a naturalized U.S. citizen. You must meet required SAT or ACT scores. You must be between 17 and 23 years old by September 1st of the year starting college. You must not have reached your 27th birthday upon graduation or as you receive your commission. Applicants must have no criminal record or military or civilian offenses pending or federal convictions. They have to have a high school high school diploma or an equivalency certificate. They have to have no moral obligations or personal convictions that prevent their conscientious bearing of arms and supporting and defending the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign or domestic, and taking the oath to perform such acts. And this is typical for all military enlisted personnel or officers. You have to be physically and medically qualified by the Navy standards. You must not have any body piercings or tattoos that violate Navy policy, and each branch of service has their own policy for body piercings and appearance and tattoos. Typically, you can have tattoos. Oftentimes, they can't be on your face, neck, or hands. You must be within Navy height and weight standards when you report for duty, and you can be admitted to an approved Navy ROTC college or university. So you have to be admissible to that college or university that is hosting the Navy ROTC. Next, we're going to look at the Navy ROTC service obligation. So the Navy ROTC scholarship recipients have certain obligations that they have to meet. For those midship attending a college and Navy ROTC on a Navy ROTC scholarship, regardless of whether it's a 2, 3, or 4-year scholarship, the following military service obligations apply. The Navy option, midshipmen, this doesn't include the nurses or Marines, starting their freshman year of college in the fall of 2010 or later, will be required to serve a minimum of 5 years of active military service. Additional requirements may be required depending on your specific job classification. For the Marine Corps option, midshipmen will be required to serve at least 4 years of active duty in the Marines. The Navy nurse option, midshipmen will be required to serve at least 4 years on active duty. The Naval ROTC College Program, midshipmen who pay their own educational expenses or have a non-Navy source of funding, that means they didn't get an ROTC scholarship, upon graduation and commissioning, these individuals will be required to serve at least 3 years of active duty in the Navy. Next, we're going to look at the U.S. Air Force ROTC scholarships. So the U.S. Air Force offers 3 types of ROTC scholarships for high school students. You can see the website there. The first one is Type 1. This pays 100% of college tuitions and fees at any public or private institution with an Air Force ROTC detachment or unit. Type 1 selectees will also receive a monthly living expense stipend and annual book stipend for textbooks. Type 2 pays up to $18,000 per year in college tuition and authorized fees at any public or private institution with an Air Force ROTC detachment. Scholarship payment is further capped at $9,000 per semester or $6,000 per quarter. Type 2 scholarship recipients also receive a monthly living expense stipend and an annual book stipend. The other one is the Type 7. This pays 100% college tuition and authorized fees, capped at in-state tuition rates at public institutions with an Air Force ROTC detachment. So these would be public universities or colleges. Type 7 selectees will also receive a monthly living expense stipend and an annual textbook stipend. Students offered a Type 7 scholarship will be given the option to convert their scholarship to a 3-year Type 2 scholarship that can be used at out-of-state or private schools. A 3-year Type 2 scholarship will start during the sophomore year of college. So that happens if a student ends up transferring. Do note that Air Force ROTC scholarships do not cover the price of room and board. So again, these are tuition-based with stipends for books and living expenses. Next, we're going to look at the U.S. Air Force scholarship requirements for the ROTC scholarship. Again, you have to be a U.S. citizen. Applicants must either be a United States citizen or obtain citizenship by the last day of the first term of their freshman year for 4-year offers, and the first term of sophomore year for 3-year offers. Next are some medical requirements. Applicants must pass the Department of Defense Medical Examination Review Board medical exam. Applicants will either be scheduled to take the physical exam at the nearest military base, or they'll be sent to a designated civilian contractor. As far as academics, you must have an SAT composite of 1240 or an ACT composite of 26. You have to have a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher. And then there's fitness requirements. You must complete the physical fitness assessment, which consists of 3 events, push-ups, sit-ups, and a 1.5-mile run. If offered a scholarship, you must pass the physical fitness test before the end of your first semester of college. Next, we'll look at the service obligation. So the service obligation for the U.S. Air Force is going to depend on your job classification. You have to, all cadets who complete the program or receive a scholarship must accept a commission as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Air Force, appointed by the President of the United States. The length of your initial service commitment will depend on your career classification. Most officers have a 4-year active duty service commitment. Pilots or aviators have a 10-year active service commitment, and both combat systems officers and air battle managers have a 6-year service commitment. If you're a nursing graduate and accept a commission in the Air Force Nurse Corps, and you must serve 4 years on active duty after completing your nurse licensing exam. Next, we're going to look at a slide that shows us the ROTC requirements and expectations in college for the 3 different branches. You'll see the 3 branches across the top: the Army, the Navy's and Marines, and then the Air Force. And then along the side, you're going to see their policies and their requirements for the physical fitness component, the academic component, and then also their policy on alcohol and drug use. So as a general rule, you can't use illicit or illegal drugs. Use is not tolerated by any of the branches. They do have differing policies on alcohol use for cadets who are 21 and over. And of course, you can't use alcohol when you're on duty. So that's pretty basic. So this is something that just kind of summarizes these three categories: physical fitness, academics, and drug and alcohol policy for the 3 different branches. Next, we're going to look at some final steps in the ROTC program and ROTC scholarship process. So if you are interested in applying for an ROTC program or an ROTC scholarship, you should definitely visit with your school counselor and your local military recruiter for the branch of service that you're interested in joining. The local military recruiters can be contacted. If you need their information, you can see your school counselor. Some of them even visit our campus when we have regular visits resume after the COVID situation is over. You should visit your counselor and your recruitment officer early in the process. We recommend by your junior year, and consider that ROTC scholarships often go to students who are pursuing college majors or degree programs that are highly desired by the military or in high need. These include STEM fields, engineering, nursing, medical fields, computer science, and foreign languages. ROTC scholarship have applications, and they differ by the different military branches, so be sure you're aware of the deadlines for the branch that you're interested in. These are the current deadlines for this school year, 2021, and they'll be similar across different years, although the exact dates may vary from year to year depending on the calendar. So the Army ROTC deadline for 2021 was February 4th. The Air Force ROTC was January 14th, and the Navy ROTC was December 31st, 2020 for this year's senior class. If you don't get to earn a 4-year ROTC scholarship and you apply as a high school senior, remember that there are also 3- and 2-year scholarships available for college students in ROTC. So if you're still interested, join ROTC as a college freshman and then apply again in college for the 3-year program. Good college grades, having the right declared major, your ROTC performance in college and your courses and training, these can all make a huge impact on your opportunities to earn the 3- or 2-year ROTC scholarships once you enter college. So let's look at some final thoughts and tips on the ROTC decision and process. First, if you are interested in ROTC, it's a good idea to start earlier. The earlier the better. We recommend sometime in your junior year. Be sure to research the affiliated colleges, the major programs of study, and the ROTC application process and the scholarship application process for the branches that you're interested in. Make certain that college ROTC program and military service obligation is what you want, not what your parents want or someone else wants for you. You have to be devoted to considering a military career after college graduation, and remember that these come with service commitments. Develop great time management and study habits early. You're going to need these not only for your college classes, but also for your ROTC classes and training at the college level. Don't worry if your extracurricular activities aren't all purely military in nature, but be sure to demonstrate things like leadership, initiative, and commitment in your high school activities, both inside and outside of high school. Be sure to organize your applications and again, watch those deadlines. There's a lot of paperwork in the application process if you're applying for a four-year ROTC scholarship while you're in high school. Also, seek out and talk to ROTC veterans and stay in touch with your ROTC recruiter and your school counselor. As you finish the process, be sure to send a thank you note or email to your nominators and your ROTC team members. Next, we're going to look at some websites, and some of these also provided the sourced material or information cited throughout this presentation. The first is for the Army ROTC. We have two websites here, the main website for Army ROTC and also the sub-website geared to high school students. Next is the website for the Army ROTC scholarships and also the Army School Locator. This is a website that will provide you with the schools or colleges that are hosts for the Army ROTC program or are the crosstown affiliates. And you can search for those by state or by school name. Next is the Navy ROTC site for their program, the Navy ROTC Scholarship site, and the Navy ROTC School Locator, same as the Army, except for schools that either host or have a crosstown affiliate for Navy ROTC schools. And again, this is the Air Force's main site, the Air Force ROTC Scholarship site, and the Air Force School Locator site. Some of these other sites are really good if you want to research general information about ROTC. The first one is Today's Military, and this is their subpage for ROTC programs. BestColleges.com has a pretty good resource, as does Chariot Learning, College Data, and then Accredited Online College. So these are different websites where you can check out information about the ROTC programs, the service obligations, the scholarship opportunities, and what's involved in the ROTC process and programs. Thank you for joining us today for our coffee talk. Again, please be sure to see your school counselor for more information and be certain to review these links below from our Park Vista website for information on our presentation on the U.S. Service Military Academies and if you're interested in that option or any other military information. So this is the YouTube link for our previous coffee talk on the U.S. Military Service Academies and the PowerPoint for it and information on that. And then we also have a link for our general military information, and that's located at this website. Again, thank you for joining us today, and if you have any questions, be sure to seek out your school counselor. Thank you.